Good afternoon, everyone. We hope you guys are having a good day today. Happy Wednesday, I think it is. So my name is Kristen Jamerson, and I am the Education Director here at Sea Turtle Inc. So today we are going to be talking all things trash. So I hope you guys are excited to learn all about marine debris and the effects that it has on our ocean, specifically our sea turtles that we get here in our hospitals. So for the next 10 or 15 minutes, we are going to be talking about trash in our oceans, and then I'm going to take you guys to see some of our actual sea turtle patients that we have here in our hospital. So I see a lot of you are tuning in already. I'm really excited that you guys are here. So go ahead and type into the comment bar where you guys are tuning in from, because it's always nice to see everybody from all across the nation, sometimes across the world, tuning into our videos to learn all about sea turtles. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see lots of you liking our posts. I'm super pumped that you're here. So to begin, I want all of you that are connected right now to close your eyes for a second. And I want you guys to imagine that you are standing out on a beach. And I want you to think of the most beautiful beach in the world that you can possibly picture. I want you to think of all the things that you guys would be feeling, like the sand underneath your toes, the wind blowing through your hair, the water hitting your legs. I want you guys to think of all the things that you would be hearing, like the waves crashing up on shore and the seagulls flying overhead. And I want you to think of all the things that you would be smelling, like the seagulls, hearing, like the seagulls flying overhead. Now, open your eyes. You guys probably imagined a really beautiful beach like this one, right? That's what I think of when I think of the most beautiful beach in the world. But did you guys know there are beaches in the world that look just like this? So I'm going to put this picture as close to the screen as possible. What are some items in this photo that you guys see that do not belong out on a beach? I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to look at this photo. And go ahead and type your answers into the comment bar if you guys spot something that does not belong out on a beach. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Does this look like a good beach that you guys would want to spend time on? Probably not. Yeah, I see some comments coming in. You guys spot buckets, lots of plastic. Some things that I see are bags. There's water bottles. It looks like there might be, I see rubber gloves coming in. Another person said buckets. Everything that's above the sand. That's a really good answer. Yeah, exactly right. So all of these items in this picture, they do not make for a very good beach habitat. And as you guys noticed, a lot of these things are things that are human made. So imagine that we were to all go out together right now here on South Padre Island and do a beach cleanup. What do you guys think the 6 most common things are that we would pick up off the sand? I'll give you guys a few seconds to type that into the comment bar. What do you guys think the most common pieces of trash are that are picked up during beach cleanups all the time? So I see a lot of you saying none of those items belonged in my beach picture. Some options that people are typing in the comment section include water bottles, bottle caps, exactly right. Lots of people are saying bottles. Those are good examples of things that do not belong out on the beach. Plastic bags, exactly. So yeah, clear bags coming in, yep. Paper. All kinds of things. You guys, awesome. Y'all are so awesome in the comments. Thank you so much. Bottles, lighters. I see all kinds of comments coming in. So some of the most common items that are picked up off beaches throughout the entire world when we go to do a beach cleanup include a lot of the things that you guys mentioned, like plastic bags, plastic water bottles. Those things are easy to spot because they are a lot bigger, but some of the items get lost in the sand. So that could include bottle caps. It could also include snack wrappers like chip bags and candy bar wrappers and things like that. Also, cigarette butts. Now, we all know smoking is bad for our health, but it's also bad for the environment because unfortunately, a lot of people flick those little cigarette butts onto the ground and they can really get easily lost in the environment. Some other comments that I see coming in are balloons, soda bottles. Yeah, exactly right. So those items are picked up off beaches, not just here on South Padre Island, but beaches throughout the entire world. Now, you guys mentioned a lot of trash today. So we're going to talk about marine debris. Who can tell me what marine debris is? So if you think about those two words, it will kind of give you the answer, marine debris. Go ahead and type into the comment bar what you guys think marine debris is. And I'll give you about a minute or so to do that if you did want to type in your answer. You guys have already mentioned lots of forms of marine debris, but there are some other things that I have in the back of my head that we see impacting sea turtles a lot here in our hospital. So the easy definition of marine debris is trash that is out floating in the water. So anything that is solid material that ends up out in the marine environment, even on accident, is a form of marine debris. And I see a lot of you commenting right now the things that I was thinking of, and that includes fishing line and fishing nets. And yes, marine debris is anything that doesn't belong out in the ocean. Good job, you guys. I also see a comment coming in saying hooks. So that is another good answer too. We have somebody tuning in from Edmonton, Canada. Thanks for coming back. I'm really excited that so many of you are here watching this live with us to learn about trash in our oceans today. So I am actually going to take you guys over here in a second to meet one of our sea turtles, because that turtle came in entangled in fishing line, just like you guys mentioned right now in the comment bar. Now, I have a little story that I want to tell you guys that I'm actually borrowing from a sea turtle hospital over in Florida. Now, this story came from Gumbo Limbo Nature Center. They do awesome work, just like we do here at Sea Turtle Inc. Now, I want you guys to look at the palm of your hand. Look at your palm. You guys can fit a sea turtle hatchling in the palm of your hand, much like this photo that I have right here. So you guys can see how tiny this turtle is. Now, this turtle washed up on the beach in Florida, and people from Gumbo Limbo Nature Center discovered this turtle. Now, the sad thing about this tiny turtle is that it actually washed up on the beach and it was dead. And they wanted to know why a turtle so small, so young, this little hatchling was under a month old. They wanted to know why a turtle so young would end up dead out in its natural environment. So they did a necropsy. They cut that turtle open, and what they found was over 100 pieces of plastic inside that turtle's stomach and intestines, and they did rule that as the cause of death for this teeny tiny little sea turtle that was out in the ocean. So all of these actions that we take here on land all the time really can impact every form of marine life, from these really tiny little sea turtle hatchlings all the way up to big animals like whales and dolphins and even sharks that you guys might be thinking of. Now, I want to show you guys one of my favorite tools that we use here at Sea Turtle Inc. And I'm going to show you guys this bottle here. And I want you to tell me, what do you guys think is floating in my bottle? I'll shake it up for you. I'll give you guys a second to go ahead and type your answers in the comment bar. What do you guys think is floating in my water? I see some people tuning in from Michigan. I'm so excited that you guys are here. Oh, let's see. All right. Now, you guys probably had lots of guesses of what is floating in my water bottle. I see some answers coming in right now for balloons. Lots of people are saying balloons. Does anybody have any other guesses? What do you guys think this looks like, an animal that might be out in the ocean right now? I see some people commenting. Somebody said jellyfish. Now, it does look a lot like a jellyfish. I want you guys to show your families that you're with right now, how big do you think your brain is? I'll give you guys a second. Is your brain tiny? Is it huge? What do you guys think? I see some answers coming in for what was in my bottle. People are guessing paper. They're guessing gloves. More answers of balloons. Wrappers, that's a good answer too. Now, if you guys put your hands together just like this, that is about the size of your brain. Now, can you guys wiggle your thumb? Wiggle those little thumbs. That is the size of a sea turtle brain. Their brain is about the size of a grape. It's super tiny, especially compared to ours. Now, I have a real sea turtle skull here. This is actually the biggest skull that we have here at Sea Turtle Inc. This came from a turtle that was around 300 pounds. You guys can see it's about the size of my head, right? A little bit bigger. So if I flip this around, the sea turtle's brain fits in this little teeny tiny hole right in the back. So again, that little tiny thumb that you wiggled earlier, that is about the size of a sea turtle brain. And because that brain is so small, it's really hard for them to tell the difference between what is food and what is not. So back to the answers that you guys were giving me. These are actually balloons, like you mentioned, but you guys did say that they look like jellyfish. They might look like seagrasses or squid. If you guys thought that, a sea turtle would definitely think that too. And we get turtles that come into our hospital all the time that have eaten trash just like this when they were out in the environment. Now I see somebody commenting, GT students from Cavazos Elementary in La Jolla are watching. I'm super excited that you guys are here. That's one of our local schools. So everyone else, I'm excited that you guys are here too. So we talked about how tiny that turtle brain is. It is really hard for them to tell the difference. Now, one picture that I do want to show you guys came from my favorite nature photographer, and I recommend all of you go and check this nature photographer out. His name is Ben Hicks, and he is based over in Florida as well, and he takes amazing wildlife photography, mostly of sea turtles, because they do have a lot of sea turtles over in Florida. And he posted this picture on his Instagram, and he said that he had always been told that sea turtles mistake trash for food out in the environment, but he had never really seen it for himself. And then one day he went out snorkeling and he came across this juvenile green sea turtle swimming through the water, and there was a plastic bag floating in the ocean. And he said that was one of the first times he had actively seen a sea turtle swimming after a plastic bag trying to eat it. So he was able to snap this picture really quickly before he grabbed that plastic bag and put it in his pocket. But had he not been there, chances are that little sea turtle would have eaten that trash. It most likely would have ended up at a sea turtle hospital over in Florida, but the turtle also could have died from eating that trash out in the ocean. Now, some of these stories that I've told you guys today are really sad, but fortunately, there's a lot of things that we can do every day to reduce our impact on the environment. Now, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to type into the comment bar, what are some things that you guys can do no matter where you live, whether you're from Cavazos Elementary or over in La Jolla, if you're in Michigan, you're in Canada, wherever you guys are tuning in from, where are you, what can you guys do every day to reduce your impact on the environment and help protect all of our wildlife that is out there too? I'll give you guys a second to type some answers into the comment bar. And I'm going to tell you things that I do, as well as all of our staff here at Sea Turtle Inc., to help protect sea turtles, because we want them out in the environment for a long time to come. So I know you guys have come up with a lot of really good ideas. I see a comment coming in from Sandra saying recycling. Exactly right. A lot of these items like plastic bottles and bags, they can be recycled to turn into other items. I see a comment from Pam saying pick up trash that you see, don't litter. Provide awareness to people around you. That's a good answer. I see somebody commenting, keep my garbage until I get home instead of throwing it out the window or throwing it on the ground. That is a good answer. Don't release balloons. Exactly right. You guys know. You guys are awesome stewards for the environment. So some things that you can do every day to help protect our oceans and our wildlife. Taking your own bags with you to the grocery store. That's something really easy to do. A lot of times when we go to Walmart or H-E-B or whatever our local grocery store is, they will pack all of our food in those plastic bags. And a lot of times people don't use those once they get home. They just get thrown away. So by taking your own bags with you, you can make sure that you're eliminating that one-time use plastic from your homes. You guys can also pick up trash no matter where you live. Right now, I know that we are all stuck at home and it seems like a bummer, but there's a lot of things that you guys can do while you're at home too. Even just picking up trash that might have blown around your houses from your neighborhoods. That's really important. Getting reusable options like straw straws and water bottles and cups. Exactly, I see someone in the comments saying no straws. Even if you don't want to buy a reusable straw, next time we are able to go out to eat, which might be for a while, you guys can easily say skip the straw, and that is going to help sea turtles out in the ocean too. And then recycling, you guys are saying that. Some more comments that I see coming in, using reusable water bottles. Carolina is saying use an app, Marine Debris Tracker. That's a new one. I'm going to have to look that up, but that is something that we can look at too. So you guys have been great. You've told me so many things that you're going to do to help protect our planet, and I'm going to make sure I continue doing those things too. Now here at Sea Turtle Inc., for those of you that have never been here before, we are a sea turtle hospital. So behind me, there are tons of tanks back there full of turtles because we do have quite a few patients at our facility right now. But I do want to take you into our clinic so you guys are able to meet one of our newest patients that we have right now, and that is a little turtle named Milo. So Milo came into our hospital. This turtle washed up on the beach and it was entangled in fishing line, and that fishing line was completely wrapped around Milo's neck. Now, I'm going to show you guys a picture of Milo before I take you into the clinic. I'll turn my camera around really quickly. So Milo came in on February 29th. He is a little green sea turtle. That is the main species that we see here at our facility, and that has a lot to do with our area. Now, this turtle was severely entangled around its neck, like I mentioned. So let's make our way into our clinic and take a look to see what Milo is up to. Now, when we get new turtles that come into our hospital, sometimes they're not very active because they are really weak. And you guys will notice that this turtle is not moving around very much at all. I'm going to get a little bit closer here. So you guys will see this discoloration around Milo's neck and Milo's flipper, and that is from where the turtle was entangled in that line. So it was wrapped really tightly. That yellowish color that you see is basically what a sea turtle scab looks like. So over time, that will heal. Fortunately for this little turtle, he wasn't entangled long enough to where he is going to lose flippers, because we do see that with some of our patients. If they've been tangled for an extended period of time, the blood flow to their flipper will be cut off, and then they'll end up losing flippers. But fortunately, this turtle is not one of those cases. Hopefully this little patient will make a full recovery. So everybody send him good vibes, because we hope to release him in the future. I see a lot of you sending hearts for Milo. I'm really happy that you guys love him just as much as we do. He did just lift up his little head to take a breath. Now, since he is one of our newer patients, he is resting quite a bit, like I said. So I'm going to take you guys out of our clinic to look at some of our more active patients. Most of the turtles that we have in our hospital right now are green sea turtles, just like Milo. And that has a lot to do with the area that we are in. All along the Texas coast, we have a ton of seagrasses that grow in this area. Let me spin my camera around one more time. That grow in this area. So that is the green sea turtle's primary source of food. So right now we are up to over 13 patients in our hospital, most of them being green sea turtles. Now, the tank that I'm standing at right now, we have 5 patients in here, and I do want to flip my camera around. Everybody is hanging out at the back of the tank right now, but I'm going to stay here. Oh, they're coming this way. If you guys do have questions, feel free to type them into the comment bar, and I will answer them as I see them come up. So right now you guys are looking at Crash and El Tigre. And then we also have a little patient over here named Surrectus, who you guys will notice is missing a flipper in the front. And then they share a tank with, let's see, the other 2 turtles. Oh, here we go. Here's El Tigre. Oh, good question. I see a question coming in from Chuck. Any trouble with cold turtles this year? Any cold rescues? We did have a very mild winter here in South Padre Island. So we did have a mini cold stun event that happened in November. We had about 20 turtles that came in from that cold weather, but luckily that it didn't last very long. So it was a very small cold stun this year. For those of you that are not familiar with what a cold stun is, sea turtles are reptiles. So they are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature is going to match the temperature of the water that they are in. And when we get cold fronts here in Texas, our bay temperature will drop, and sometimes it can drop really suddenly, and when it does, the turtles will go into shock. So they get kind of hypothermic, and we have to go and pick them up. Question coming in from Bethany: how are their names on their shells? That's a good question. So we actually use something really similar to nail polish. A lot of people ask why we do that. So you guys saw we just had 5 turtles coming up at the front of this tank. They're all very similar in size. They're the same species. They look a lot alike. So we do write their names on their shells, so we're able to tell really quickly who is who. And if we know that we need to get LT Gray out of there to do medications, we know exactly what turtle we're going after. We do take those names off their shells before the turtles get released, though. So does the nail polish affect them? So it's not nail polish per se, but it is safe to use on the turtles. Good question. If you guys do have any other questions, I'm going to stay on for about another few minutes so you guys can watch the turtles swimming. I know everybody is looking for things to do at home, and our turtles are really calming to watch swim in their tanks. I like doing it, and I like watching them, and I know you guys are enjoying watching them too. So I see a question coming in. Does SpaceX make the sea turtle sick? And that is a good question. And we actually do partner with SpaceX, and they help provide us with materials that we use to go and patrol on the beach during nesting season. So no, I will say that most likely SpaceX does not make the turtles sick, but we do partner with them here in the Rio Grande Valley. Any other questions, go ahead and type them in the comments. So somebody's asking about what is in the tank. So if you guys look right here, you're going to see this white PVC contraption. I'm going to move over to another tank where the turtles are more easily seen. But you guys will see those white PVC devices in all of our sea turtle tanks. Here's a little voodoo for you guys. Those are enrichment devices. So sea turtles do have feeling in their shells. So if you guys imagine getting an itch on your back and you have to go up to a wall and scratch, you're able to do that, right? Because you can't reach it. But with sea turtles, they actually will use rocks and things like that out in the ocean to kind of get those itches out, and that's what they use these little back scratchers for in their tanks. Our tanks also have a current, so if you imagine a sea turtle out in the middle of the ocean, they're going to sleep eventually, right? And when they close their eyes, they want to make sure that they don't open them and they're 10 miles away from where they started. So they will actually use these devices and hold onto them when they're resting so the current doesn't float them around the tank. Now, some questions coming in. When is our next live? Thank you so much. That is a very good question. Our next live is going to be on Friday at 1 o'clock, and we are going to be talking about the life cycle of sea turtles. So if you guys want to learn more about the life cycle, feel free to tune in Friday at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, we are going to be posting a little activity, a little free thinking activity about trash out in our oceans. So that will give you guys something to do at home too. So I'm about right out of time. Let's see. I do see a couple questions though. Our biggest turtle that we have at our facility is Fred and Jerry. They are 2 of our resident turtles. They weigh over 200 pounds. If you guys want to learn more about our residents, visit our website. It's Sea Turtle Inc. That's inc.org. You guys can learn more about all of our patients that we have here in our hospital, as well as all of our residents that I was not able to show you guys before. Again, Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. If you guys do want to tune in to learn about the life cycle of a sea turtle, we have some cool things that we're going to be showing you guys that day. If you guys haven't already, like our Facebook page, because we are going to be posting daily updates. We will be doing Facebook Live every other day, so you guys can learn more about sea turtles and the work that we do here at our facility. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. If I didn't get to some of the comments, I am going to go back into this video and try and answer them that way too. So thank you guys again, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.